Welcome back to Film Time. Now before the video even gets started, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for our future content. Now today's content will feature some of the craziest people ever on Pawn Stars. Now we know Rick Harrison is known to be a tough bargainer, and any Pawn Star fans should know that. Now the world famous gold and silver pawn shop owner is always ready to walk away from a deal if it's not right, because he avoids placing emotional attachment into an item. So we're going to look at some times where Rick Harrison decided not to purchase some items that caused a couple crazy people to appear on the show. Now die-hard fans of the Pawn Stars will remember the time when the guy came to the gold and silver pawn shop up in the second season to sell a Perseus and Pegasus statue from 1888 by French sculptor Ermelo Picault for about $6,000. Now Rick Harrison pointed out that there were a few cracks that wouldn't have been there if this piece was an original casting, and that this was probably a recast from 40 or 50 years earlier, and that was made long after Picault had died. He even then found a coin that said "Made in USA" in the statue, which was more than enough proof for Rick that it wasn't an original. However, the customer simply said that he didn't believe Rick and didn't care what Rick Harrison had to say, and he also stated that what you see and what you can prove is actually two different stories. Now of course the guy got pretty angry before the old man even stepped in and explained that they don't buy stuff when they're not sure about it and that the statue wasn't for them. The guy eventually walked out the shop with the statue, saying that it was Rick Harrison's loss and not his. Now dealing with pawn shops and pawn stores in general, situations like this, it always seems like the coin collectors are some of the most hardest customers to please. And in season 12, Rick Harrison especially upset a man named Mark, who came into the shop with an 1867 proof shield nickel that he had for about 15 years. Mark had the coin graded and everything, and Rick was definitely intrigued by this extremely rare piece that was one of the finest of its kind ever graded. Now according to Mark, only 25 of these nickels had been made, and Rick was aware of how special this coin was because it was a proof coin, meaning that it was a polished blank coin that was put into the minting machine, and they had to make sure that it was a perfect coin. Rick also knew that proof coins come from the 1800s, that are very rare and could be worth some serious money. Now Mark did add that his proof coin was actually production for about a month before they actually stopped the production because the coin had stars and bars on it. Now with the North not liking that, due to the fact that the stars and the bars signified the Confederacy. Based on the coin's great condition though, as well as its great historical value, the owner was looking to get about $90,000 for the coin, which prompted Rick to call in his expert, who said that these coins have brought in a range of prices from $63,000 to $80,000. The customer was not very happy to hear that, saying he had a different opinion of the coin's value. And while he eventually came down to $80,000, Rick did not want to go above $50,000. After leaving the shop upset, Mark said that you would have to totally be out in the desert with no water in order to take Rick's extremely lowball offer of $50,000. Now when a man named Joe came into the gold and silver pawn shop to sell what he claimed to be the original bat phone that was used in Bruce Wayne's desk in the Batman series that ran on ABC between 1966 and 1968. The phone had also been signed by actors Adam West, who played Bruce Wayne aka Batman, and a man named Burt, who played Robin in the series. So Joe was hoping to get around $500 for the phone. Anything less than that, he would have just kept the phone for himself. Now he explained it was an actual working phone that was sold to him as Batman's phone from the set, and he had the actors sign it when he saw them, but unfortunately he didn't have any proof that it was an actual prop from the set. So Rick decided to do what he normally does and call in an expert. Steve Grad was the expert that was called in, and he confirmed that the signatures were real, but also said that there was some signature removal above Adam's signature, which could have perhaps been a personalization. Now while the customer denied that he removed anything, Grad insisted that it was visible and affected the item's value, which he therefore submitted the item to be around $200. And based on that notion, Rick made an offer for $100, while the seller Joe even said his lowest offer that he would take is $300. Now with Rick unwilling to go any higher than $100, the two did not make a deal. And after leaving the shop, Joe told the camera team that he thought the pawn shop owner's lowball offer was an absolute insult that made him feel like he was being robbed. And that's how we'll wrap up today's video on some of the craziest people ever to appear on Pawn Stars. If you do like the content that you're seeing on the channel, make sure you like the video. Also subscribe to the channel if you're a new viewer, and we hope to see you next time.